everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on a look that I had posted on my Instagram not that long ago, probably less than a week ago now. And it has been one of my favorite looks that I've created. And I was inspired by the amazing Alexa Jenkins, who is also known as a Gandalf Sandwich on Instagram. Please go and send her some love, follow, like, share all of her masterpiece creations because she is truly an amazing artist. And while I was browsing her Instagram page, I ended up seeing a look that I fell in love with. She called it Zakynthos, which is a Greek island. And so I thought I would recreate that look. Sorry, I'm putting my hair up because I'm damn hot in more ways than one. But it was such a beautiful look that I thought I would go ahead and try to recreate it myself. I was able to successfully do it once and I'm about to do it again a second time, and since this tutorial was highly requested, I actually received several DMs on Instagram about this. People left comments on my post to do a tutorial, so here I am doing it just for you. Just before I actually dive into the makeup, if you're a fan of makeup tutorials, makeup reviews, skincare reviews, all things beauty and otherwise, hit the subscribe button so you join my makeup family here on YouTube, and while you're at it, why don't you just go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. What do you gotta lose? My skin is prepped and ready to go. I did use my Laneige Water Bank Moisturizer. Love this bad boy. And for my under eye serum, I've been using this here from Drunk Elephant. It's called the Shaba Eye Serum Complex. I'm gonna go in with my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer to obviously prime my skin. I'm going to take just a baby amount onto this scoop thingamabobber. And that is what I'm going to use to just cover up my pores a little bit. So I kind of work this product into my skin as best I can. I know it's not a perfect method and maybe others have different ways of applying primer, but this is just what works best for me. For foundation today, I'm going to be going in with two foundations that are absolute favorites of mine at the moment. I do love a good Dior foundation, and this one here is the Dior Backstage foundation. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm down to my last little bit right now, so this is almost done. And I'm actually going to be mixing it with this here from CoverGirl. This is the TruBlend Matte Made Foundation. The Dior foundation is in the shade 1.5N, and the CoverGirl foundation is in the shade L40. I literally just shake up the foundations and then apply small amounts to the back of my hand. Ooh, just like so. It is going to be a little bit runny. I'll take a clean beauty blender. I'll mix the concoction together. I'll take off a little bit because I don't want too much going on my face immediately, and then bam! I'll just go straight in to buffing this onto my skin. And for foundation, as many of you guys know, I love using a sponge or a beauty blender in particular. Stay tuned because I think I have a dupe for the beauty blender, like a really good dupe that almost feels identical to this. It's crazy. I've been playing around with this other sponge because I need something more affordable than beauty blenders. These are just too expensive. The next step for me is going to be concealer. So I am going to go in with my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I have it in the shade C6. This is the one that works best for me. And to be honest with you, I'm not the kind of person who wants a super bright under eye. I don't mind if my under eye is kind of on par with the way my skin looks. I just want my redness covered up. That is the only reason I put concealer underneath my eyes. I also happen to be extremely fortunate in not having really dark circles underneath my eyes, so I often don't have too much that I need to cover up there. And I do like to take some of this concealer on my eyelid as a bit of a primer. So I really press it down, trying to cancel out any veins, redness, or discoloration that might be on my lids. Next, I'm gonna take my Rimmel Stay Matte Loose Setting Powder. This is my favorite setting powder in the whole whole wide world. It's the one that I use most frequently of all the products that I have. And I'm just going to dab some of this underneath my eye so it can begin setting my concealer. I'm also going to push this all over my nose, and you see I'm taking a pretty generous amount. I'm hoping that doing so will really help with oil absorption throughout the day. Next, I'm gonna go in and do my brows. I'm gonna be using my Benefit KaBrow. This is what I use every single time I do my brows, and since this is a very boring step, I'm gonna do it off camera, and I will be right back to actually start the eye tutorial. Brows are on, and now we're gonna begin the eye makeup. And I'm first gonna set down all of the concealer that I put on my lid using the Riviera palette from Anastasia. And I'm just gonna go in with this color down here. It is called Estate. And I'm gonna take that on this big fluffy Wayne Goss brush, blow away some of the kick up, and just go in there and pretty much set everything that's on my lid. We are gonna start off with a really bold color, and that's why we're gonna be going into the Ace Beauty palette. This is the Slice of Paradise palette, and I'm gonna go in with this green color over here. And I'm gonna be using the same Wayne Goss brush that I used to initially apply my base, and just on the edge of my lid, I'm going to very carefully start buffing this in. And you can see how I'm trying to keep this color more on the outside and not bring it in all the way to my inner corner. Because later what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the yellow that's in this palette, Daffodil, and marry those two colors together in the middle so they come together like a really nice yin-yang almost. And trust me, this look is going to get worse before it gets better, but stay true to the process. You guys will get there. I'm gonna move over to a more defined brush now. This is another Wayne Goss brush, and I am gonna be moving into this yellow color over here called Daffodil next. And I'm taking a more defined or more pointed blending brush here because I'm gonna have to get into my inner corner. So I'm gonna start just about here, just before I get all the way down towards my inner corner. And this is where I'm really gonna build up the color. And don't worry if this looks messy on your lid, because we are going to cut the crease with a little bit of concealer. And do you see this nice sort of yin-yang formation starting to take place? Now you can take the yellow out as far as you want, and you can bring the green in as far as you want. I might pull the green in a little bit further because now that I'm eyeballing it, I'm seeing that it's just a little further back than I'd like. But that is all part of the fine-tuning process. I'm gonna go back into that green color with another slightly more pointed brush. This also comes from Wayne Goss. I love his brushes. And really digging this into my crease, I'm just gonna bring it in a little bit more and sort of blend those two colors together. And then you can just really go back and forth and finesse the colors as much as you feel you need to. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about the way this is looking so far. Next, I'm gonna go into my Jaclyn Hill Morphe collaboration. This is from the Vault collection, and this is the Dark Magic palette. And for the outer corner, I do wanna deepen it up a little bit, so I'm gonna be going in with a Busted and Inside Job. I'm just gonna mix these two colors together using this really small smudger brush from Marc Jacobs. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of both of the colors just like that, tap off the excess, and very carefully get this on the outer corner of my eye. Now that I have the color down, I'm just gonna go in using this Morphe M514 brush with no product on it. I'm just going to try to blend out these colors. I might actually need something a little more precise than this. I just can't find the wing gloss brush that I would normally be using. That brush isn't working for me. So I'm just gonna go into this really small definer brush. This is another Morphe E36 brush. And I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of color on it, just to help blend out these edges. None of those brushes are working for me, so I'm just gonna go into my color switch, get rid of as much of this green color as possible from this Wayne Goss brush. I'm gonna dip into some of that dark blue color that I was using, this one down here. Oh, okay, thank God. You know, sometimes you blend and it's not working, but we've got it now. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease now using the same concealer as before. I'm just gonna take a little bit onto the back of my hand, just like that. And I'm gonna take one of the flattest, most defined brushes that I have, and it does happen to come from Makeup Forever. This is the number 226 brush. And ever so carefully, I am gonna go ahead and cut my crease with this concealer. While the concealer is still tacky, I do want to get my color all over my lid. I'm gonna be using this color here from Clionadh Cosmetics. It's called Snowdrift, and I'm just gonna take one of my smallest shader brushes. So I'm just gonna go in there with a little bit of color and then just pat it all over my lid. Doesn't that look stunning? I don't know if the camera is actually capturing how glorious this eyeshadow is, but oh my God, in person, it is really popping. Let me see if I can bring you in just a smidge closer. How does that look now? Oh, yes! Oh, I love it. Do you see how that just sort of brings that whole eye look together? Oh, I love, love, love it. I do need to blend the outer corner darker colors into that Snowdrift color. So I'm just gonna go back into my Marc Jacobs brush and just very, very gently re-intensify the color and try blending it back in. And this is gonna be a bit of a back and forth process, so don't worry about that. There. I feel pretty comfortable with that because I feel like the color is just melting into that outer corner now. I am gonna do the same thing on my other eye. I'm also gonna go ahead and apply my eyeliner and mascara off camera, as well as my lashes, because that is a pretty hard thing for me to do on camera. But I will be back so we can finish off the lower lash line. Okay, the look is really coming together now. Hopefully you guys can see that, especially now that the lashes are on. I love how lashes really transform this particular look. Before we move on to the lower lash line, I do want to wipe away this bake, so I am going to use my MAC Studio Fix powder in the color NC20. For the lower lash line, I'm going to be going back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I do want to use these metallic colors over here. So I'm going to go into Power Cut and then Diversion. Diversion is a little bit darker, so that's the one I'm going to put on the outer corner, and Power Cut is a little more on the lighter pewter side, and that's what's going to go on the inner portion of my lower lash line. Taking a little bit of Diversion onto the brush, I'm going to stamp that on the outer portion of my eye and drag it down slightly. This is my version of blending. I have a lot of folds and lines underneath my lower lash line, so I don't like bringing shadow too far down, even though I have done it before. I just don't really like the way it looks on me. And now going into Power Cut, which is the lighter color, I'm gonna be putting that in the inner corner. I'm gonna marry those colors together. I'm gonna go back into Diversion, and I'm gonna bring that further in again and Power Cut once more on top. That is looking so good right now. Now, in my original Instagram picture, I did have some color in my waterline, and I used this pencil here from NYX. This is the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on waterproof extreme shine eyeliner. And this is in the shade Azur, which is a beautiful color, but for some reason, my waterline doesn't like a lot of colors, and this pencil does look a little bit blotchy on me, but I'm gonna make it work as best I can until I can get my hands on a MAC pencil. I don't know if you guys can really see the difference, but I know I see it in person. This eye definitely looks far more defined than this eye does, and I love that pop of blue. Lower lash line is almost done. I'm just gonna use a little bit of mascara, and I'm gonna go into one of my favorites. This is from Essence. It's the False Lashes Mascara, and very gently I'm just gonna apply some to my lower lashes. Now I have to finish off the rest of my face, and I'm gonna go in with my Marc Jacobs bronzer. I'm just gonna use this big fluffy brush from Morphe. It's the only bronzer brush I have right now. It was a backup I had purchased a while ago. I'm not a fan of these Morphe bronzer brushes. I think they shed too much, and the ferrule, like this part here, comes off so often. And I know I can glue it back on or whatever, but when I'm spending money on something, I kind of want it to last longer than a few months, like especially when it comes to my makeup brushes. I've never had that issue with any of my Wayne Goss brushes. I've never had that issue with my Sigma brushes. Like, no other brand except for Morphe does that. I don't know why. I'm also going to moderately contour with my bronzer my double chin. I want to get rid of that as much as possible. And I'm also going to bring the bronzer down my neck a little bit because I definitely want to have a nice glow. I need some blush on my cheeks desperately to bring some color back, and I've been loving my Hourglass blush. That didn't come out right. Blush in Brilliant Nude. So this beautiful color here, I did put it in my March favorites video. I think that's what it was, because it is a blush that I have fallen in love with all over again. I like bringing this onto the apples of my cheeks because it also has some shine to it, and it's a shine that somehow doesn't accentuate your texture, which like is a blessing for me when it comes to blushes. And using this blush means I don't need to use a highlighter on top of it because hopefully it's translating. I've already got that glow going on. And I do like to pull my blush all the way back to my hairline because I feel like it just gives my face a bit of a lift, if you will. The look is almost complete. I just need to add a lipstick now, and the one I'm going to use is this from Maybelline. It's called Baddest Beige, and this is a very nude lipstick. It's one that I normally would never ever wear, but when I pair it with a liner that you're gonna see in just a second, I think it ends up looking really good. So just gonna get that on my lips, and hopefully you guys can see, like, nude lipsticks do not look good on me at all. Like, on its own, this lipstick looks horrid, but I am going to take my ColourPop, oh, I just gotta grab it out of the drawer, my ColourPop lip liner in BFF2, and I'm just gonna go over my lips. I know a lot of people use this underneath their lipsticks, but I actually like it when I use it on top, especially with a nude lipstick. I feel like it just adds a deeper layer of brown, which makes a nude lipstick a lot more wearable for me. I went through my entire face and I totally forgot to add my inner corner highlight and my brow bone highlight. Ugh, I'm such a dumbass. Anyways, I'm gonna be using this Clionadh Cosmetics eyeshadow in the shade Klondike Gold Rush, and I'm just gonna take it on this Morphe pencil brush, and I'm going to tap that into my inner corner. That really brings it together nicely, doesn't it? And I'm gonna add just a slight amount onto my brow bone as well. And now the look is complete. I just need to take down my hair and show you guys the finished look. That's gonna do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. You can also keep up with me outside of YouTube on all of my social media, which I'm gonna link for you in the description box below. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you are all having an amazing day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!